The goal of this video is to deliver you guys 5 pieces of advice that I wish I got when I was just starting out with my own business. So if you guys plan to have your own business down the road, or you're just starting one now, hopefully these 5 tips that I'm going to provide to you guys can help speed up your trajectory, save you guys some time, some money, and some energy along the way with your own business. So with that said, the first major point and lesson that I wish I understood better was the importance of the business that you guys choose to pursue. So the type of business that you guys choose will likely determine your success to one degree or another, and it'll likely determine your success more than you guys think. So here's what I mean. You can pick 2 different businesses. You can work 80 hours on both businesses, but depending on the structure of that business, the demand that it has in the future, the prices that you guys can charge, the average margins that you guys can get with this business, you can work 80 hours on both businesses, but one might grow to $10 million a year, one might grow to $250,000 a year, right? So that's the importance of choosing the business, because you can put in the same amount of effort, the same amount of time, but the business that you guys choose will likely determine your success, like I said, more than you guys think. So I think one of the common misconceptions and mistakes that people make in this is always thinking that they need to chase a business that they're passionate about. Now, I'm a huge proponent of this because obviously this is something that I did myself, but I don't think it's the most important thing, right? Especially if your goal is to make money, which we'll kind of talk about this in the next point. But if your goal is to make money, to build wealth, to maybe retire early and enjoy your life and do all these different things, if the goal is to make money, following your passion might not be the best thing, because again, say for me, basketball, the training business, that isn't the best business to build wealth. There's so many other businesses out there that I could have started and spent the same amount of time on and been way further ahead, making way more money. So if I understood that when I just started, maybe I wouldn't have started this business. Not saying that I don't enjoy it, I absolutely love it, wouldn't trade it for the world, and this is absolutely a great start for me in the business world. But if you understand that before you start, you can structure your business, you can build your business a little bit differently and maybe even a different field, and that'll lead you to more success, making more money. Again, not that money is the end all be all, but picking the right business is one of the most important steps, right? Because all of these other principles don't really matter. You can be super smart, you can be super knowledgeable, but if you're not leveraging your time to the best of your abilities, you're not going to be maximizing your results at the end of the day. So a couple things to look for in what business you want to start. Is it something that you should enjoy? Yes. Does it need to be your absolute love and thing you're most passionate about? No. It needs to also be something that is going to be in more demand as the years go on, right? It needs to be a growing sector or a growing business. It also needs to be relatively scalable, and the margins that you guys get and the price points that you guys can charge are all super important things that you guys should take into account. Now, with that said, the second point is understanding and being able to build your business to fit the lifestyle that you guys want. So I think the major thing with the first 2 points is to have the end in mind. When you're starting your business, picking the business and starting to build it, what do I want this to look like down the road? I think once you guys kind of have that vision, now you're obviously not going to know exactly what you want your life to look like or how you want your business to look, but if you can have a general idea and start to work towards it, that's a good start. Now, the reason why you need to have this end in mind is decide what kind of lifestyle do you want to live. If you're somebody that wants to be able to travel whenever they want, you need to build your business that can support that, right? Because even if you're building something or doing a business like myself that you're super passionate about, but it doesn't allow you to travel or to move how you want, even though you're doing something you enjoy, you're still holding yourself back in other areas of your life. So to give you guys a couple examples, say you're somebody, like I said, that likes to travel a lot, or say you're somebody that doesn't really want to interact with people, you need to make sure you're building your business to minimize your interaction with people. Or say you just want to do something that you're really passionate about, you don't really care about money, you want to be able to travel sometimes, but you don't really care, you just want to do what you're passionate about. That's fine, you can build your business to make $80,000 a year, to work for only 40, maybe 20 hours a week, and do what you enjoy and enjoy every single day. So I think this is really important to consider, but to give you guys an example from my point of view, I'm somebody that really wants to travel, I'm also somebody that really wants to make money, and I'm also somebody that likes to be in front of customers but don't want to have to rely on it at all times, right? If I have to be in front of customers to make money, it's not a really sustainable business for me, right? I want to be able to be in front of people 20, 30 hours a week, but also be able to make money in other ways. So for me, I've been trying to build my business, to build an online platform, to build an online community where I can make money by not actually being in front of customers. I'm someone that likes to travel, so I've been trying to build an online following to allow me to go and travel to do clinics. So I get the travel and the work at the same time. So I think, again, having that end in mind and building your business to achieve what it is that you want to do, to live how you want, is one of the most important things that, again, I don't think a lot of people take into account. They work, they grind, they do all this stuff, but then they get to the end and realize, okay, I'm making money, I'm doing what I'm passionate about, but I don't get to do what I want. I have to go to the office every day, or I have to work 8 to 10 hours a day to make my money, or I always have to rely on other people, right? All these different things. It doesn't matter what your excuse is, but you can be making the most amount of money, but if you can't live the way that you want, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the reason we're building the business, the reason we're trying to make all this money is to help us be happy. But if you're making the money and you can't live how you want, you're not going to be happy. So again, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of doing it. So one of the ways that you're going to be able to achieve this and build the lifestyle that you want around your business is with the help of other people. And this is something that I wish I understood way earlier on. And that is that you're just going to need other people. If you try to do it yourself, number one, you're going to go slow. Number two, you're not going to reach your potential. And number three, you're just probably not going to build a business that you guys actually want to see at the end of the day. So there's so many different components to not doing this yourself. One of them is in terms of acquiring knowledge and acquiring skills, right? So say for me, for example, building the skill of being a better trainer, building the knowledge of how to run a business. If I tried to learn all that information on my own, just through books or through videos or whatever it was, I tried to do it all free and I tried to do it all by myself, I would have not been where I am today. And I probably would be here right now, say 5 years down the road. But one thing that I did, which I wish I did even more, was pay for knowledge, pay for experiences, to get in front of people who knew more than I did, to reach out to people, to have mentors and things like that. And that's what helped speed up the process for me. And I think that's what's gonna do the same thing for you. So in so many areas of my life, in terms of business, in terms of social media, in terms of YouTube, specifically in terms of training, I've bought so many thousands of dollars worth of courses on each of these topics. And I was able, through buying that, to speed up the process of acquiring knowledge, right? Because the people I was buying it from knew way more than me and were way further ahead than me. So if I tried to learn that through trial and error, it would have taken me a lot of time, right? But they did the trial and error for me. So I'm going to buy the product, I'm going to acquire that knowledge and skip all the trial and error steps. So this is something that you guys can do, whatever it is that you guys are trying to do. And again, this is something I wish I did even more. But in terms of trying to acquire knowledge and skills, don't try to do it all yourself and don't try to do it all for free. Yes, you guys can get tons of free information on YouTube, but you're not going to get the best information or very specific information that you need. So try to seek that out any way that you guys can. Now, the other important aspect to not doing it by yourself is hiring other people, right? You're not going to be perfect at everything as a business owner, and you shouldn't be, and you should try to work in your strengths as often as possible and hire out your weaknesses. So for me, I have to hire out people to edit these videos, people that are better than me, aka Alex. Put a picture of yourself up here because I know you want to. And just finding people that can assist me with what I do and scaling my time, right? Number one, if I'm doing everything myself, I'm not doing it the best of my ability, because there's people like Alex who are way better than me at capturing content and creating content. And if I was trying to do it all myself, number one, I wouldn't be allowing myself to operate in my strength, which is actually training, because I'd be busy doing the work of editing and filming and doing all that other stuff. And again, it's just not going to be as high quality. So in every area of your business that you can, remain in your strengths, spend as much time as you can doing things that only you can do and hiring out the rest. I think trying to run your business all by yourself is something you might need to do at the start, but I think it's very stupid in terms of trying to really maximize and make as much money and really just quality of life as well, right? If you're working 80 hours a week and you can hire someone for 20 or 40 hours of that, yes, you might not be making as much money, but your quality of life is better. And that is what can help you scale as well. So all in all, don't try to do everything yourself. I think the biggest reason we do this is because of school. The school system really teaches us do everything yourself, right? You're taking a test, don't look at anyone else, don't ask anyone else for questions. You have to be able to figure it out by yourself, no matter what it is. And I think so much of school is you doing and figuring things out by yourself, and it kind of builds the habit of not asking for questions, reaching out for help, and really just the collaborative process that is what happens in the real world, what happens in business. Everything in business is collaborative. If you don't know something, have somebody else do it. You don't need to figure it out, have somebody else do it, right? And I think that kind of stuff is really lost in translation in school, and it kind of carries over to business. So that's one thing that I wish I understood earlier. I started to pick it up, but I wish I did it even earlier than I did. Now, point number 4 is something that I think I have got to a good point of, and this is something that I see a lot of people make a lot of mistakes with, and that is a healthy balance of planning and doing. A good balance of being in the moment of your business and planning into the future. Also, what you kind of hear of as working in your business and working on your business. I know a lot of people who love to plan. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna get all these forecasts and projections for what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna do this, but they don't actually go out and do anything, right? And then I know a lot of people who do, but they don't plan, they don't work on the business, they don't plan for how am I gonna scale this in the future, right? Like I said, having the end in mind, right? Are you building your business to build towards the lifestyle you want, or are you just building your business and when you get to the end, you'll figure it out? Now, I think having a healthy balance of this is extremely crucial, right? I love planning, but I also love to just I'll do it and I'll figure it out as I go. So I think having a healthy balance of that, of here's how I'm gonna get from point A to point B, here's kind of what I wanna do, right? Journaling, doing all these different things, but then also just going out and executing, right? I know too many people who are on two sides of the spectrum. I think finding a good balance point in the middle is what's going to help you guys see the best success possible, because at the end of the day, you can't plan your way to success. You can do your way to success, but again, you might miss a lot of pieces along the way that can come back to bite you in the ass in the future. So find a healthy balance and what that really means for you. Figure out which side of that spectrum you're on and start to work towards more of the other side. Now, the last one is everything compounds, and to stop thinking in a linear fashion, right? Say one year you make 50, next year you make 100, next year you make 150, next year you make 200, right? That's a linear process. In reality, everything that we do in business compounds. The relationships that we build, the knowledge, the skills that we acquire, all of these things compound to give us a hockey stick type curve, right? Alex will put a little graph of what that looks like on the screen, right? But if you think linearly, okay, if I do this, I'll get this, right? Input equals output. And that's not always how it works, right? So if you start to think linearly, you're probably going to have linear success. And in reality, almost everything in business is non-linear and compounds over time. So the work that you put in 5 years ago is going to pay off tenfold in the years to come. So if you do everything right, it's going to compound in a fashion that you guys couldn't even believe. And that's why success, real success, takes time, right? If everything's compounding, maybe year 1, 2, 3, you don't have crazy success, but year 4, 5, and 6, everything just absolutely explodes and is life-changing. So that's why it's important, which I've talked about in other videos, to stick to one thing long enough for you guys to see that compounding take into effect and allow you guys to see that hockey stick type of curve that you guys are looking for within your business. So with that said, those are 5 quick tips that I wish I understood more. If this video helped you guys, please drop a comment below. Also, there's a lot of people who watch this who aren't subscribed, so if you are not, please hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And with that said, we will see you guys in another video soon. Peace.